All right, welcome back, Auto Enthusiast, episode 3. Today we are talking about the Ram TRX. Fantastic monster of a truck that is built for one purpose, and that's putting a smile on your face. And it does it pretty well. So let's get into it. What is the Ram TRX? So the TRX is a performance variant of the very popular Ram 1500 pickup truck. So right here at the beginning, Ram has always been Dodge. Back growing up, you had Dodge trucks, you had Ford trucks, you had Chevy trucks. So back in 2009, Ram split off from Dodge. It was more of a marketing thing. But now Dodge is their car and van line, and then Ram is strictly the trucks. So sometimes I'll slip, I'll say Dodge, Ram, interchangeable, but technically it's a Ram TRX. So the idea of a truck has been around forever, but the role of a truck has really changed in the last couple decades. So in the last episode, we talked about the simplicity of this square body truck, and it was a no nonsense utilitarian tool for working, and it'll outlast the zombies. Whereas now, especially half-ton trucks, they are asked to do so much. Half-ton trucks have become like commuter rigs. They become family rigs. They become the thing that does everything. It become the Swiss Army knife. So instead of being a singular tool used for one thing, now most half-ton trucks are used for everything, whether that's going to soccer practice, hauling the boat to the lake, taking the bikes up to the mountain, or going camping, hauling the trailer. Like, they do so many things. In fact, the Ford F-150 has been the best-selling passenger car, not just the best-selling truck, the best-selling passenger car for the last 41 years. I'm only 40 years old, and so that's older than me. They've been selling more Ford F-150s than a lot of passenger cars combined for the last 40 years. That's insane. This last year, Ford sold more than 600,000 units just of the Ford F-Series trucks. Like, that's a lot. So these big three automakers, Ram, Chevy, and Ford, they live and they die by their trucks. They're the profitable ones. They're the ones keeping the lights on, basically. So when you tweak or when you massage the flagship, the item that's bringing in the majority of your revenue, like it's a pretty serious thing as far as a business move goes. And so with that, I mean, it's not anything new to have a performance variant. Chevy had a SS 454 in their OBS pickup trucks, crammed a big block into a little half-ton truck. Great idea. Ford had their SVT Lightning. Dodge has had their little red wagon or whatever they call it. They also did an SRT 10, where they crammed a 10-cylinder Viper engine into a little half-ton pickup truck. So it's nothing new to do performance variants on trucks, which is basically what the TRX is. It's a high-performance version of their number one selling 1500 truck. But it's a very unique twist on it. So back in 2009, Ford, like they always do, they came out with this wonderful idea of, let's do a off-road focused special vehicle. So they introduced the SVT Raptor, and it was built for bombing dunes, doing the Baja, basically a trophy truck that was street legal and had all the luxuries inside. So Ford had that. It was a great niche. They were making lots of money. And then fast forward to 2021, Ram's like, I want to get in on that. And I can just imagine the pitch meeting. You know, they're talking about ways to make more money off of their trucks. And like, okay, do we make it more fuel efficient? Do we make the cabin nicer? Do we add more technology? Do we make it ride smoother? And then you got crazy Steve in the corner. He's just done, chugging a Red Bull. And he's like, screw that. Let's make it a trophy truck, and let's put a Hellcat engine in it. And they're like, all right, Steve, yeah, let's do that. So in essence, that's what they did. They took the engine out of a Hellcat Charger, which is a supercharged 6.2 liter V8, good for over 700 horsepower, and they cram that mother into the hood of this truck. And they don't stop there. They also add a long travel off-road suspension, good for doing the Baja 500. And they cram that into a production truck, teaming up with Bilstein for their Blackhawk shocks, and they just make a monster of a suspension. So they do all this just to have fun. How weird and how absurd is that, right? Like, you've got the truck that does everything in the half-ton segment. It does everything. It's the grocery getter, it's the trailer hauler. And they want to take all that and they want to say, screw logic, screw this Swiss Army knife. We want this to do one thing. And that one thing is put a smile on your face. That one thing is to go out and have fun. Screw logic. How does it feel? That's what they're asking, right? They didn't say, well, should we do this? No, they said, screw that. They said, I want to do this. Why the hell not? Let's do it. And the product is fantastic. And so the average half-ton truck buyer doesn't need that. They're not looking for a Dune Performance suspension. And rarely, honestly, do the buyers actually buy that or actually use that to its full capability. But it's there. And it's awesome. I love the TRX just for the sheer purpose of its juxtaposition between logic and passion. So Dodge's answer to everything has always been, let's put more horsepower to it. They had a good platform with their Charger and Challengers, and they're like, let's supercharge that mother. Let's put 700 horsepower into a passenger car. That seems like a great idea. And I love it because it's unapologetic. I mean, they don't focus a lot on like handling ability. They don't focus a lot on, making it super luxurious or, wind resistant or, noise, cabin noise. It's like, nah, we're here to put more horsepower into it. And so the TRX is a very uniquely Dodge, very uniquely Ram solution to a problem some would say never existed. And it's not for everybody. I mean, not everybody is going to enjoy blasting down a desert road at 80 miles an hour. Some people prefer to cruise in their Toyota Prius, and that's fine. If you enjoy getting 90 miles to the gallon, the TRX is not for you. I think it is closer to like 11 miles to the gallon, so it is not efficient. It is the antithesis of efficiency, but it's a kick in the pants. Not everyone's going to love it, and that's okay. So it's strictly built for fun. And how many things are nowadays? We get stuck, especially in the American rat race of wanting to do more, wanting to be logical, wanting to think about retirement, putting money in your 401k, being responsible, work until you're 65 and then enjoying life, at retirement when you're too old to enjoy life. But this Dodge TRX, this Ram TRX, is a perfect example of why not have fun now? Like, I think back earlier this year, had a rough day at work like we all do. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go play in the mud. So I took my truck and I just went out into some random mud hole and I had a blast. And it was therapeutic for me. It released the stress and the tension of the day. I even broke my truck and I came home without four-wheel drive. But the smile on my face, ear to ear, made it so worth it. And sometimes that's really what we need. You don't need to get stuck in your head so much. You don't need to be so serious. You don't need to take life so seriously. Sometimes we just need to have fun. Sometimes we need to let our hair down. Well, if we had hair. But anyway, sometimes we just need to enjoy life. Like, get back into the feeling. How does it feel? Like, we need to make more decisions based on that, based on how do you feel doing that? Yeah, the bean counters, the accountants and stuff, they may look at you sideways for buying a $80,000 truck just for shits and giggles, but why not? I mean, it is, that's why it's there for. It's one of these things where Ford, they came up with the idea of this high performance trophy truck that's street legal. And then Dodge, their solution to everything is like, let's put 1 million horsepower in it and see what it does. And it works. It's a fantastic combo. The teaming up of the long travel suspension and the high performance motor, it's a kick in the pants. So all too often we get stuck in our own heads, right? Like we're making all these decisions in life to, accomplish our goals, to do X, Y, and Z, to get us down the road. But what if we said, screw logic, what sounds fun? Screw logic, how does it feel? Focus more on the feeling, right? When you're driving your Toyota Prius, you get fantastic gas mileage. You don't have to spend as much money. You look like a weenie. That's fine. When you drive a Ram TRX, how does that make you feel? You mash the pedal and immediately you're feeling fantastic about life. You go 0 to 60 in, 4.5 seconds? It was the fastest production truck for years up until, these electric trucks came, and we'll get into electric power in another episode, but it is stupid fast. I mean, that's like sports car territory fast to go 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds. And this is a 7,000 pound truck. It has no business being that fast, but it is, and it's awesome. So when you get stuck in your mind, get stuck in the day-to-day, get stuck in, life, sometimes you just need to say, screw logic, let's go have some fun. Let's go do some donuts out in the dirt, with 700 horsepower, you can do it in the school parking lot. You can literally do donuts wherever you want when you have 700 horsepower. So have fun, right? It's not all about what's logical, what makes sense. Sometimes you just need to have fun. And that's what I learned from the TRX. So thank you for tuning in on today's episode. Make sure you tune in next time where we talk about the 32 Ford Deuce Coupe and the legacy it's left on the hot rodding industry. So thanks again. We'll see you next time.